Right, yo, what is up? 14th of November, and gonna do this daily vlog thing. Been a very interesting work week, a lot of doing things that I don't like to do, a lot of putting in reps, a lot of routines, a lot of thinking about the future, and letting things go in my own personal life. Work's been going good, life's been going good. Man's crawled through emotional hell over the past 2 weeks, and I am coming out alive. I feel like entrepreneurship is completely dragging me through a pit of hot coals, and I like it. And I'm back on the gains train of getting strong. So, yeah, now we got some general life updates out of the way. Let's talk about book updates. Today, today I don't have a physical copy of the book because I'm listening to audiobooks. I have my notes here, and let's go through it one by one. So, two books that I am looking into. One was a recommendation from a friend who was a copywriter and is working in tech as well. So most of the time I call him when shit hits the fan, and yeah, and it's that kind of friend. So he recommended me to basically look at a book called Letting Go by Richard Dawkins. He was one of the few kind souls to tell me that man's got a lot of insecurities inside, got a lot of shit to work through. So yeah, few things that I learned that was pretty cool. First one is that it's okay to have some coping behaviors, perfectly fine, perfectly normal. And the whole process is to use those coping behaviors to help you to get into more serious letting go kind of behavior in the long run. So that's the whole goal for the coping behaviors. Number two is that managing the emotional state is much, much better and much, much more efficient than trying to rationalize the fuck out of everything. Because for one emotion that you can have 10,000 thoughts, and you will never finish looking at the ways in which you can explain a situation. The best way is to look at the emotion itself, to understand what is it for, how does it serve you, how is it trying to protect you, and what can you learn from the emotion, rather than letting the mind go and doing its own thing. Yeah, so that's number two. And the hardest part is that I technically am an INTJ, and it's the hardest fucking thing to do because man's the architect, man's the thinker, man sits in his fucking room and lives in a cave all day, like this, literally in front of my desk, probably, I don't know, 8 hours, 12 hours a day. So, getting out of my head and choosing to really understand what the emotion is for and empathizing with that. Not easy, but doable. And it's the same in copy too. When you're writing copy, sometimes you can't think through the problem. You can't keep looking at the problem and trying to figure out what the fuck's the angle that I'm supposed to write. So sometimes the way around that, the way to find the solution is to just sit at it, experience, meditate on the prospect, and then eventually, that magical angle comes out of nowhere, and that's a banger right there. So yeah, you gotta actually feel when you write. Yeah, I know, bizarre. I like to do my research. Sometimes I neglect feeling. Sometimes I stuff too many concepts in my copy. Yes, habits to change. So, book number two that I am enjoying right now, it is the Tao Te Ching, or the Lao Tzu book. Basically, I think it's the Confucius, my man. This book is very interesting because it's one of the philosophies that I really, really enjoy. I might have talked about it in the previous video, but I want to go in depth. Fucking car downstairs. I want to go in depth into it because I think it's something that I resonate with so much more. Um, the way that it plays with duality, I feel that the Tao is a much more integrated kind of uh, spiritual practice, right? It is more whole, it is more unity, it is more um, um, present, and it accepts all of the world. I feel like with the Tao, it's like I can have that shadow self, I can have that dark side to me. I know exactly what that dark side does, and at the same time, I can have that really crazy compassion that I know to be true. There was a saying that I used to make to the people that I used to see is that, when you get to know me, I am everything and nothing all at once. I the dream and the nightmare put together, and sometimes that's scary, right? So yeah, it's not easy to basically live like this sometimes, and it's hard to accept that. But finding a sense of spirituality, or finding um, a what would I put a way of life that is much more integrating is something that's definitely helps me to manage myself, and to also to structure the way that I operate business as well. Because um, people will say business is a reflection of your personal life. I would say that yes, cool, yeah, it makes sense. But really, I see work and I see all of these things as a way to sharpen your character, and a way to experience life the way that you want to. I mean, like for me, right, man's got a smooth tongue, right? So I could go into closing, I could go into sales, I could do all of these things to be fast money, cash money bags, but um, not exactly the most fulfilled when I do that. I don't really feel like I'm very happy when I do sales, which is why I prefer to do copy and do things in a bit more of a mercenary way. But yeah, let's go back into the what do you call it? Quotes. Heaviness is the root of all lightness, right? Confusion is the root of all wisdom. Quietness is the master of restlessness. To be light is to lose one's root. To be restless is to lose one's mastery. You start to see the duality of life. You see that things are always changing, moving, evolving, and you hold on less to things. I prefer this compared to the usual like life is suffering. Buddhists just say, yeah, all is suffering. You gotta fucking suck it up. Let go of all your desires. I think this is a more complete perspective into seeing the way the world works. But who knows? Who knows? I might be wrong. Maybe 2 months later, I might change my spiritual path again. Meant as spiritually promiscuous as yeah. So yeah, this quote, this one pretty funny too. Knowing contentment avoids disgrace, knowing when to stop avoids danger, and thus one can be long in safety. That's the original quote. Or, disgracing yourself at a young age teaches you shamelessness, and with a thick skin, nothing can hurt you after. A little bit of wordplay. I think that's pretty cute. So, other notes on the type of people that I admire, and the type of person that I want to become as well. I think I have a few close friends that I was thinking to myself, what kind of person do I want to be when I grow up, when I become, um, established or whatever, and become, someone that's pretty up there or whatever, you know. I think I'll be very honest with you. I've always enjoyed chasing status. I've always enjoyed chasing recognition. I've always taken pride in the fact that I am years ahead, or in the always the top 10 to 20th percentile of my age group. And I've always been like, yeah, fuck yeah, I'm the best, right? And it served me well. It's pushed me to do things that I would not have done otherwise. But it's come to a point where it affects my personal life. So you gotta let things go. You gotta let motivations go when they gotta go. And I think the next chapter in my life, it's more about that quiet resolve for me to move forward in the ways that I want to take the steps, to eat the shit, to basically grind the ways that I need to, and to do the work that I enjoy, where it's not so much not where I really enjoy. It's funny because I tried to do something that was more purpose driven, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do the good thing, I'm gonna do the right thing, I'm gonna fucking I'm gonna write shit that makes my heart sing, and I'm gonna help people and stuff like that. But man's born a mercenary, and I think that I should respect that. I prefer mercenary working arrangements. I prefer competency as a source of sales. I prefer being ruthlessly effective at what you do as the reason why people should buy from you, rather than good feelings and trying to help them save the world, right? It's funny because I'm talking about philosophies and ways of life, and at the same time, it's like, yeah, man's like a fucking silent killer and assassin with his words. So, so yeah, it's bizarre. I don't know how to explain it for myself. And yeah, um, on a similar tangent, talking about the whole mercenary arrangement, it's quite funny. The relationship that I have with my clients borders on avoidant and anxious and maybe fearful. Not many people talk about this within the service sector or whatever, but it's actually quite hard to not get emotionally attached to your client and to build a proper relationship and a proper friendship with your client. People don't say this, but when your client's like a cool dude, cool person to hang out with, and then things don't work out, kind of sucks, and you gotta keep moving and do your own thing from there. So yeah, people don't tell you about this in the agency world, but it sucks when people go. um, One of the reasons why this time for my birthday had a little bit more of a quiet season, didn't invite that many friends, went to more one-on-one things, because people come and go, people been coming and going. And last year had a whole massive party, not sure who stayed, but yeah, all good in the hood now. And yeah, that's about it for today's updates. I'm gonna chop this up into a couple clips, and I will see you when I see you tomorrow or something. Looking forward to creating more videos like this. Super chill, helps me to recharge and relax, and to have a little bit of a life update. Tell you a little bit about my life without telling you anything at all, right? But I'll let you figure it out. Man's the mysterious enigma. So yeah, I'll see you when I see you, probably tomorrow. And take care. Good night. Bye bye.